Yeah, we'll get this thing walked out and get it over here. What do you reckon, Kenny?
Spin it around.
Yeah. All right.
Watch your arm, buddy.
Oh,
Watch your arm.
you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
In Franklin County, Virginia,
Ready?
after smuggling 8 massive submarine stills across state lines, Josh, Tickle, and the Laws are constructing a still farm to mount the largest outlaw liquor operation the county has seen in decades.
We got to start somewhere in here, and there's 8 pots. Might as well start on one end of it. We've really got our work cut out for us. We've got all this malted corn.
This is 2 tons on there.
And we ain't got no steel big enough to run this stuff on. And, well, Josh, he's got all these pots. We just gonna get everybody together, set up here, make us a whole lot of malted corn liquor. We got to start getting these pots set, and then we'll just move right on down the line. What we're gonna have is we're gonna have 8 pots running all the way down here, and we'll have our worm and thumper barrel over yonder in the middle where we can tie everything to them. And as soon as we get them all set up, we'll mash in and we'll run the dog piss out these things. What we do is we bury our blocks down, and then we fill these things up with dirt. She's looking good on this side. That insulates these blocks and keeps this fire from burning these blocks out. You like this, boss? That looks good.
I like it.
All right, that's 1. 7 more to go.
This is a real operation. I mean, we got 8 stills here. I don't know anybody that's got 8 stills. That's an outfit. That's a for real outfit.
All right, looks good.
And that's a stretch off. Wow.
God dog, that's pretty.
We're gonna put 2 thumpers here on those long pipes over tie in, and we're gonna go right over that wall right there with them beautiful worms that you've made. It's just been a long time since we've had 8 subs, you know. And to do something like this again, after so many years, at first, you know, I started getting a little overwhelmed by it, but it's a rush. I mean, look, if you get back on that end, and that end there, you might.
Have you ever seen such?
Yeah, it's been a long time, Bo.
Henry and Kenny Law, they're one of the families that made Franklin County the moonshine capital of the world. This right here is bringing back the old days.
The most famous of the Laws is Henry's father and mentor, Amos Law, who operated one of the most extensive illegal shine operations in Virginia history. In a career that spanned over half a century, Amos oversaw a small army of 2-man teams in multiple locations that worked as many as 60 submarine pots, each with an 800-gallon capacity, producing tens of thousands of gallons of shine each month. Federal investigators calculated that over a single 5-year period, Amos produced over 500,000 gallons of untaxed liquor. But those closest to Amos speculate that the feds underestimated the output.
That don't look good.
That is beautiful.
Oh, as you can see.
That looks beautiful.
Yeah, I ain't seen nothing like this in real life ever. I only seen stuff like this in pictures. We got 50 feet of stills, literally 50 feet long. And I'm hooked up with 2 moonshine legends. I mean, the amount of knowledge that they have in their brains, you know, about this stuff is incredible.
I don't reckon there's nothing left to do but finish up building the furnaces and get the rest of the steel site together, right?
That's exactly right.
Right now, we're going to have to build the front of these subs in, the back of the subs in. We've got to go out the back of the building. We've got to get some oil tanks down there, get the burners in there. As you can see, we got a hell of a job. It's been 40 years since we've seen this been set up, hasn't it, Kenny? 40 freaking years.
I think it looks
And
good.
who did it?
We did.
It's pretty level.
Pretty level there, yeah. One submarine pot setup is a beautiful thing to a moonshiner. But when you line 8 of these big bad boys up, I tell you what, it is a sight to behold.
How we doing this, Henry?
I think me and you figured 3, didn't we?
Yeah. Our next step now is to build these furnaces in, because we're gonna fire this stuff with oil. Now that's something that most people wouldn't normally use, but in this old barn right here, we don't want to take a chance on burning it down.
Kenny, you need to cut me some of those round flues.
Okay.
Don't need to be about as thick as these blocks right here.
Just enough to go through the cap block.
Anytime you go to moving something inside, you got a hell of a job ahead of you. Fooling with oil is a complete different situation. It's so safe compared to propane. That propane is very dangerous.
Yeah, see, we got to build all of this in tight, so we're going to take these bricks and we're going to come back there. We've got to totally enclose this thing so we can efficiently heat these pots.
The team has 4 800-gallon submarine pots and 4 400-gallon pots lined up in a row. They'll use 2 thump kegs fed into 1 condenser, and run 2 pots of fermented mash at a time. Once those pots are done running, the caps and thump kegs will move down to the next 2 pots, and the process will repeat itself until all 8 have been run, resulting in 600 gallons of finished moonshine.
Got the electrodes on these tips right here. These burners put off a little bit of a spark. That's what lights the fuel oil. And just like the furnace of a house, it's got to be closed in tight. If you have any big gaps or anything, it'll draw air, and it'll smoke like hell these oil burners will, so it's got to be pretty tight.
And they slide right in there. When you fire them up, the heat goes straight under there and then comes out on the back side, comes out that chimney. And that's pretty important when you're in a steel site like this, because you want to be able to get all those gases and fumes and stuff out of here. Makes for a much cleaner work environment, and it's a lot safer. Hell yeah, that's smooth right there.
All right.
You want a pipe?
Yes, sir. Got your pipe right yonder, Henry. Hey, there we go.
Perfect.
That'll do it. Josh left his glasses over here. Look, I use them things for
You look just like Josh.
wind goggles there, right? Do I look like Josh? Josh,
Huh?
do I look like you? Hey, Josh, if the police come up, I'm gonna tell them my name's Josh Owen. Yes, sir, this is my steel site.
My name's Stephen Pickle. Good times. I love you, brother. This is the dream team.
Well, since we finish here, we'll go back and get all the grain stuff and sugar load it.
All right, well, let's mash in then.
Hell, let's get to it and get to doing it. I'm all for that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We've put a lot of time and money into building up this steel site.
Straight in.
And now we're ready to mash in our pots. This is a lot of ingredients. We have got 2 tons of malted corn that we got from Tim. There's tons of sugar. Let's make no mistake about it. We've got our work cut out for us here.
Sure. It's been an absurd amount of work bringing these steels all the way up to Virginia. Getting all the supplies, getting everything set up, but it's finally starting to pay off, and it feels pretty good.
And fire these babies up now. Fire in the hole, boys. Here we go.
That's your way to go right yonder.
Hell yeah. We're fixing to be making some, son. Henry's been telling me about these oil burners, and finally we're getting to see them in action. It's a whole lot less headache. They're quiet and efficient. It's a no-brainer to me.
Listen, remember the rain on the roof, bro.
The thing is quiet.
Quiet as can be. No propane tanks to be handling.
Cooking
no
with
danger.
fuel.
No danger of them falling over, blowing up on us.
Well, I'm ready to rock and roll.
Well,
Me too.
What do you want to do next?
as soon as it gets hot, it starts boiling, we're gonna dump it in the grain in, we're gonna let it cook for an hour, and then we're ready to put the sugar in it. We're gonna do these 4 tonight, these 4, the next day we're mashing those 4. If you figure you're gonna run 4 subs a day, you don't wanna go in there and mash all 8 of them. 4 of them be ready too quick. You don't want that.
Just because you make whiskey in Tennessee, that does not make it Tennessee whiskey.
Go easy with it.
It has its own particular recipe. It has its own particular way of filtering and aging. And if you don't do this step by step, then you have not made true Tennessee whiskey.
Now, true Tennessee whiskey, it's got to be predominantly corn. We're using close to 80% in our grain bill. Then the malted barley and then some rye. Well, those flavors come through. By and large, the flavor profile is going to be there and it's going to be fine liquor.
You're gonna unzip it, ain't you?
Well, if I can, I will.
You're a patient man.
You seen who I'm married to?
You're the only fella I know's been married 3 times and still got the same in-laws.
Yep. Lay it to you. The reason we put the malted barley in, it possesses enzymes. They have the alpha amylase that we need to help convert these starches into fermentable sugars. This is going to put us at 240 pounds. Delicious. Ah, boy, I like hearing that open up. You get her stirring up good. It'll take 2 pounds of yeast to kick this off good.
That's 2 pounds, ain't it?
Yeah.
Now this is where the pressure's on Digger. You know, he's the grain man, he's the mash guru, so, you know, I hope all of his measurements are correct, because ball's in his court now.
That's the end of that love story. Here, let me see that rascal right over here a minute. You're probably getting tired anyhow. Now, with this flavor profile we've got with our grain bill, beyond that, when we put it in that barrel and age it, 6 months will start adding those flavor profiles. You're gonna get the vanillas, you're gonna get the cinnamons, you're gonna get the oak.
Ain't nothing now to let it do but to do its deal, ain't it?
Sit there and work off. Those flavor profiles are what separate a true Tennessee whiskey from an aged liquor.
Cover her up, turn the heat off. It'll stay warm in here tonight. Let's come back in the morning, check on it, stir it, see where we're at.
I'm with you. Yeah,
Whoa.
That'd knock your head off. Get you a big, deep breath. Big nose.
Oh, I
in.
love it. It takes the breath out of your lungs, but damn, I love it. Don't never get enough of it.
We've been checking this mash pretty much every day just because we're in a new environment. We don't know how it's gonna run, but man, this place smells outstanding. Everything's worked perfect. This is gonna make some fabulous Tennessee whiskey. And here we are, we're ready to run this stuff. I'm lit, go slow. I never lost a hire.
You know what? This is the first big run of liquor that we've run indoors since popcorn.
Yeah.
I'll get our condenser going. We'll let these heads escape a little.
I'll get paste and a tub to build it in.
We're inside. The wind and the elements aren't pecking on our back door, and nothing has went afoul yet, so we're comfortable. I know there's still people out there that's trying to make liquor in the elements and the cold weather, and I don't envy them that, but better them than us. Big Sloppy, her first run ever indoors.
Yeah, she's happier than a hog and slop. Me and her talk a lot.
Okay.
Sometimes she answers.
All the liquor we've done on her, this is her first inside run. I tell you what, while we're waiting on this, let's get our filter hung. You want to?
Why not?
Show me what you had in mind for it.
We've got this run going good. That's a good thing because we've got another process we have to take.
Where you want this thing here, Push?
Well, I think it needs to be right in the middle where we can kind of service both racks. It being our version of Tennessee whiskey, we've got a charcoal filter. That's harder than Superman's kneecap. We filter this liquor through our liquor filtration system we built because that's part of the requirement of Tennessee whiskey. It has to be over so many inches of charcoal.
I'm a liking it.
This alcohol is going to get to hang out. It's not going to be immediately sold and consumed. It's going to sit in the barrel for a couple of 3 years. Spaghetti is what we make, which is going to involve our filter. And we're going to have to pack it full of felt, copper, charcoal. Get a hose put on it, and then we can pump the liquor, let it trickle through the filter slowly. We can drop that hose into the barrel, let it run right in. We got to go faster. We'll run back down. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, hell, we did spill some.
Yeah.
Can't cry over spilled liquor. I say we got the bung out of that and let's just go with it.
Lay it to it.
There we go, Hattie boy.
Crank her up.
Watch her go. Oh. The filter, it mellows the liquor, if you will. If there's any type of fire in it at all, being a hot, unpleasant taste, like the fusel oils, charcoal mellows that out, which is a great thing.
So we're done, that's good. I tell you what, let's do. Let's taste a little bit of it.
Yeah, we kind of need to get a reading on
we
it.
ain't took a sup of it yet. And this way it's done filtered. Digger and I, we kind of went a ways into this run and hadn't really tasted it, so we decided to see if it's worth drinking after we run it through the charcoal filter. Look how that's a sweating on that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
It tastes like liquor. Oh, about 2 years in that barrel yonder, it's gonna be fine.
if it gets much better, I won't be able to stand it. I think it's outstanding liquor, but by the time that the barrel works its magic on it, it should be fantastic liquor. The water, that limestone spring is...
Yeah, that's the deal on it. This alcohol, it's Tennessee whiskey, and it's just sitting over there, and we just get to forget about it and let it hang out for a couple of 3 years. But in the meantime, we can't go broke. We got to make a little money ourselves. We've always got Daniel we could rely on making corn liquor.
We'll fill them all. Boom. There he is.
Right over Daniel Boone.
What are you doing, big boy?
We're running this Tennessee whiskey, but we put Daniel to work making corn liquor. So we're going to set him up with some sugar and some yeast and corn, and we got a little bit of information for Daniel, too.
We brought you a few supplies, our old buddy.
Well, I'm glad of it. We'll turn them into some good liquor.
You've been running good, ain't you?
Yes, sir.
An old buddy of ours we grew up with has called us, and he said, I've got some information for you. Seems like Daniel's old partner, Mike, and his buddy, Jerry, they're making mistakes one after another.
I ain't stout like you.
All right, brother. That ought to do you for a day or two.
You can't
That ought
beat
to do
that,
you.
can you?
No, sir. I got a little bit something else to put on you.
Okay.
Tell him where, Hattie boy.
Word is, one of Mike's buyers and Jerry's buyers has been busted.
Well, ain't that a bitch?
Living in the South and in the mountains, everybody knows everybody, basically. And the word that Digger and I are getting is that one of their customers has been caught and busted. You know, if history's proven anything, it's when people are in trouble, they'll sing like a damn canary.
Every time. You know, I'm kind of surprised at this. That just tells me that Mike's being stupid.
You know, they're youngins, they ain't got no loyalty. And they're every one damn cowards. They won't go do their time and keep their mouth shut.
Well, you know damn well that I know all about that. I got thrown under the bus and pulled out and run over, you know that.
Yeah? Well, you know, Daniel, you could tell he had a little quirky smile on his face. I'm sure that he's thinking the same thing the rest of us do. You know, like I told him, Carmen's a fickle bitch.
That's enough said. It's cold. Let's get out of here. I think deep down inside, Daniel's a little bit content and happy with this news, but we're in the same business, so.
Ain't nothing like being on the bayou early in the morning.
Good gumbo today would be good, too. Real good Louisiana virgin sweet potatoes.
Along the winding bayous of New Iberia, Louisiana, Richard and his brother Craig are mashing in 3 barrels of a coveted sweet potato liquor recipe they plan to run on their new submarine pot still.
I had the chance to visit my buddy Tickle in Virginia.
How you like this little setup?
Oh, no, this is the still side.
That flavor profile's really gonna come through.
I'll drink to that. They showed me a submarine still setup. So the bigger pot, I can't wait to get it right here. I already have visions of it. I've never run a submarine setup before. It'll up our volume so good. And this potato vodka, everybody and their grandmother's been asking for this, so we need to get a whole lot of this out. We got about 150 pounds of sweet potatoes. Try to experiment with all kinds of liquor. I don't want to limit myself to the norm. We just finished up doing the run among EAT. It was a hit. Same thing with cotton candy. Because our customers want to try different varieties. The slower you cook it, the better it gets. We use a real good sweet potato. We also use a dehydrated cranberry. We use a Carolina Gold grain, and I use a malted barley. The outcome was just unreal, man. I got 1 million people asking for this stuff. We ought to have some help here in a minute.
Robert always comes through for us.
Robert is my brother-in-law, real good guy, never lets me down with anything.
Oh, Rob's here. Hey, what's up, man?
Robert ended up here because we needed help.
We on potato duty, huh?
Yeah.
Smells good.
Craig, grab me that bag of cranberries.
Right, got him.
Real good compliment to the potatoes, the Carolina Gold, the malted barley. The cranberry kind of stands as a buffer in between all of these ingredients. All of these different flavors that you would not normally taste kind of just marries them together and makes them sit together real well. What we got on temperature, Craig?
I just hit 177.
When you're dealing with sweet potatoes, at 177, those enzymes start to release themselves from the potato. That enzyme turns complex starches into simple sugars, sugars that are fermentable. See how the color changed in the water? Mm-hmm. We're gonna drop the malted barley in here. This has a real good chocolate flavor. Looks just like coffee, kind of makes you think it's coffee. This grain, this Carolina Gold that we're putting in here, this is double milled. This is gonna make a big difference. We're gonna put 5 pounds in here. Now we can't stop stirring. It will scorch, it will burn. The grains that we put in were able to start working and breaking up themselves, breaking up some of the flavor and emitting their own enzymes. Guys, I think this is ready, man. I'm gonna get this barrel right here. Go ahead and pour it straight in there.
We normally make sweet potato on a smaller scale, but this will be the first time that we're doing it on a large scale.
This is a real good yeast. We're gonna get the party started. We're gonna cap it up, do it again.
We have a lot of orders coming in. We just kind of put it out there in the wind to a couple of people, and it spread like wildfire.
The slower you cook it, the better it is.
Smells great. It looks so good. I think if anybody were to walk up on it, they would think we were cooking a good stew out here. This will be the last one.
That's gonna make one hell of a sweet potato product. I relate everything to life, and I can relate this alcohol to a perfect marriage. We got 150 gallons, because these ingredients are gonna produce a perfect offspring, a beautiful baby moonshine.
There you go. Make sure it can't be seen on the bayou.
Come on, man. We're gonna head to the supply store to make the submarine still. I finally got a phone call. I talked to the sales rep, and he has the copper that I need. Because we gotta get these orders out. It's so important that we get this right. We only get one shot at this. If this was metal, I could weld something onto it. If I could weld something on the wood, I wouldn't be standing right here right now. I'd be on an island I can't pronounce. With a woman I can't talk to. And a drink I'm scared of. We want to make sure that this thing is solid. This wood's expensive. I don't want to mess it up. I'm gonna put this same system into play that I learned from them up there in Virginia. As much as I've been given by other people, I understand what this community is and what it really stands for. That's a tight-knit group, a tight family structure in this moonshine community.
Who showed you how to do that?
Mr. Henry Law. Man forgot more about alcohol than I'll ever know, probably.
It looks like sweet money.
That's what I need. Right now, we're making sure both sides of the still are the same. We're using one side to make the other side. Everything will match up perfectly. Here in Louisiana, it's new. I've never seen anybody do it. My mom always told me if you build a better mousetrap, the world will be the path to your doorstep.
Oh, how you looking there? Gotta bag it up some?
We're gonna do a zigzag pattern. Instead of having nails just side by side, we stagger them out. We're giving some strength to it. It's not just for aesthetics, it's for safety also. We're trying to make this steel as strong as humanly possible.
Wow. Man, we look like the boys from up north in the woods with their submarine steel.
With this submarine setup, it's gonna benefit us all across the board. We're not far from home now, so yeah, I think I'm gonna take a shot of something tonight. We gotta get this done. We're finished working on this submarine steel. We got a bad rainstorm right now. We're gonna go ahead and run right here. Oh yeah, it smells good. It's ready to run.
All right, I'll get the pump.
We're running it on a brand new steel we've never run before, and we're running the volume that we never run before.
There we go.
I'm getting nervous. This is a large pot. We're talking a lot of alcohol in this pot. It's a dangerous substance. Leaking alcohol out of this thing is wasting money, but most of all, it's dangerous. We want to go home at the end of the night. It's not something you want to just take lightly. You have to be cautious around this stuff. Our worm barrel, man, is leaking. It's the first run with this thing. I mean, it was bound to have some problems. I know that this barrel hasn't had water in a very long time, and that's just not good. We got to tighten it back up because when we took the top off of this barrel, we loosened these staves up. Look at that. It allows the barrel to leak. So we're doing a little impromptu job.
And I think that's as tight as we're gonna get it.
And this barrel's been around since probably my grandparents. This is paying homage to the guys in the old days. To be able to just put barrels to submarine steels, that's awesome to me. I mean, just to see how big this thing is as compared to what we've dealt with before.
Oh, those heads are starting to burn off now.
I was told I always leave the cap off in the beginning. Let the steam come out. That's what would be caught up in your heads. Running the heads out of the top of the pot before you put the cap on. It's the same thing as running it through your system. You gotta paste up this real good. There's no such thing as too much of this stuff.
It's getting warm up here.
Won't be long now. It's time to get some of this money back.
It's getting there.
Everything's looking good. It's hot. We don't have any leaks anywhere.
Just waiting for the drip. Hey, man, we're running.
That's what we're looking for right there. This still got a nice flow. I gotta taste this, man.
How is it?
Ooh, that's sweet potato, man.
It's like a sweet potato pie. This is out of the park, man.
Good. Taste that malted barley, hint of that cranberry. This right here is what we've been trying to achieve right here. Putting this together, coming out a new steel, a new worm. This is awesome. We're gonna make money with this.
Yeah, that's a good 165 right there.
With this big thing right here, we can do anything we want.
The possibilities are endless, man.
You know, I have aspirations for this steel. This steel is a huge investment, but we're expecting huge payoffs. We're gonna push this steel just as much as we push ourselves. Come on, let's do a toast.
Toast to us.
To the ones before us. Because if they had never did this, we'd never be able to do it. I love it, I love it.
Me and Jerry, we want to make top shelf, high dollar premium alcohol. That's our goal for this season. You know, less alcohol, but for a higher price. That's what we're trying to do. Yeah, get you a snort of it. What's it taste like? Tastes pretty good.
Oh my God, son, it's ready.
Holy, oh my God. That is fine.
That's good enough to drink right just like it is.
When you mash in fruit for a minute, it turns into wine. It's a semi-sweet, dry.
Dry, yeah.
Oh my God, it's good.
Wine.
This blueberry mash, this is some of the finest looking wine a man could ever lay his eyes on. Whatever we've done, by God, we've done something right.
Let's get this stuff skimmed off here and get it in a pot.
Got a nice thick cake on the top of it. Really, really pretty, real deep, dark in color. It smells great. Tastes damn good too. Get some of that fine blueberry wine pouring here. That's about full. Cap her off. Let me get this started, and you can tap that cap a little.
The pasteless cap.
The pasteless cap.
Fire it up, son.
Tell you what, let's go over and dip us off a little bit of that wine.
That'd be good.
You know, I've bought a lot of wine in my life. I've made a lot of wine at home in my life. But this is some of the best stuff I believe I've ever put in my mouth. That's too good not to drink, man, I'm telling you. Well, you know who would love this right here?
Who?
Jenna, my fiance. Me and Jenna, we've been together now for 7 years. We've actually been engaged for basically 7 years. We finally made a date to get married. We're gonna go ahead and put the last nail in the coffin, so to speak.
She like stuff like that?
Damn, she loves a good wine, man. She'd be over here with a damn straw sucking the bottom out of this damn thing. You know, the blueberry brandy is real damn good.
Oh, yeah. This has got whole different
taste.
complexity to it.
I'm gonna throw one at you. Something I ain't never even done, I ain't even attempted to do.
What'd that be?
You know how I like bubbly shit.
Oh, you like bubbly, all right.
I'd like to make a champagne, sparkling wine, something like that out of this. A champagne.
I believe it's cleared up quite a lot.
It has. Looks like it anyway. This wine, we've let it set, let the sediments go to the bottom. We're gonna siphon again and leave the sediment behind in the first vessels that we're pulling from. You ready?
Okay.
There we go.
Let her roll.
Another time or two by now, she'll be right, won't it, baby?
Right as rain, son.
Man, this wine is beautiful. I mean, it's got that blueberry color, almost like a beet juice, so to speak, a deep red mahogany color.
You actually look right here and you actually see all the floaties and stuff right here close to the bottom.
Yes, sir, I see it.
Yeah, that's what we don't want to get into.
We don't want to lose the color and the good flavor of this wine by racking it 1,000 times.
That was done.
Well, let's rack another. But if we don't get all the yeast out, racked off, it can create hydrogen sulfide, which is that rotten egg smell, and nobody wants to drink a damn fart.
Well, I'll tell you what, they wasn't kidding. They said it's a timely process.
Yeah, it takes a long damn time to do all this, don't it?
Just racking it off's taking enough time.
If you want it to be right, I guess we gotta take our time and do it right?
That's right.
right, son.
Well, let's get these washed out.
Last year, everything come to a screaming halt. This year, everything's blowing up, going wide open. People can now afford a good high-end product. This is gonna be something different that people are gonna wanna get their hands on. This is a fine champagne.
We'll just check these and see exactly what we got going on.
Champagne should be right around 12% alcohol by volume. But the wine itself needs to be about 10% because the second fermentation that makes our bubbles will only create 2% more of ABV. When we mashed in all these blueberries, we wasn't really concerned about the alcohol content because we was gonna run this through and make a brandy out of it.
What do you say?
The proof?
Mm-hmm.
Scared to say.
No, here. Well, it looks like about 8.
About 8? Yeah, I reckon you're right. You know, 8% is a lot down closer to the 10% we need to be at, but still, I don't know what in the hell we're gonna do to make it work.
We got good flavor across the board. All we gotta do is just add a little fortification juice here.
Have her ready to rock and roll, won't
Where
we?
she needs to be.
Jerry comes up with the idea of putting some brandy that we've already run off of these blueberries into this wine to bring it up to the 10% mark.
So what we're doing here is we're actually adding our blueberry brandy to our blueberry wine. We're actually bringing the ABV up on our wine, so it'll be like a normal champagne ABV would be.
You know, I'm not wild about putting the brandy in the champagne, because if we sold the brandy and the champagne separately, that's more money in our pockets. But because this wine turned out so good, this gives me and Jerry a unique opportunity. Boy, look at that pretty stuff. We're gonna bring something very special and high-end to the market. It's showing about 10 or 11. That's what we're looking for, ain't it? If we got it just right, you know, me and Jerry, we don't want to serve weak champagne. We don't want people to say, you know, that's good, but it's awful sweet and ain't no alcohol there. It's hard to get her done right here, Jerry. We want to give them a good little punch. When they take that swallow out of that glass, that's blueberry champagne with a good kick of alcohol.
Cap that bad boy off. Let them set, let them settle. We're ready for bottling.
Next step, we got to do our second fermentation. We got to put our champagne yeast in each bottle, a little extra sugar. That brings the ABV up a little bit more and creates the bubbles as well.
Doesn't take that long to do, does it?
No, just a few seconds and it's full.
Modern day inventions, huh? How many mountain shiner made champagne have you ever had?
None.
I don't think many people has.
We've got 48 bottles of this champagne bottled up, and now we've got to put our champagne yeast and a little bit of more sugar in each bottle and cap them off with a bottle capper. Then we can ferment under pressure, which can create your bubble effect inside of the wine. A quarter of a teaspoon of sugar, a quarter of a teaspoon of champagne yeast to each bottle. If it's not the right amount, it could not do anything at all. It could come out perfect, or you can start exploding bottles.
The cork on a bottle of champagne, that bubble that comes out, that pressurizes it, that's the carbon dioxide. That's the result of the yeast eating the sugar, creating the carbon dioxide gas.
Can't wait to see these damn bottles bubble up. You know, these caps that we're putting on, this is just strictly to be able to do our fermentation process under pressure. We're gonna get rid of those caps. Then we'll put our regular cork and our wire cage around it, keep the cork in place, and then it's ready to drink.
That'll be ready.
Hello, sweetheart.
Hey, baby.
What are you doing?
I've been looking online at a few dresses, and I think I found me two. I think I need some help deciding, though.
Okay, well, it's whatever you want, baby girl.
And I found a few caterers, I think, that'll give us a really good deal.
That's cool. That is great. Well,
Walking into someone else's still site, I mean, it's strange. I mean, I know how I would feel if someone walked into mine.
How long you been fooling with liquor?
I've been messing with liquor 10 years.
10 years?
I'm appreciative that they were so receptive to me. I know these gentlemen make liquor on another scale.
How you like this little setup?
No, this is the still site.
I brought Richard here because he's very good with fruit. These guys right here, when it comes to a brandy, it don't get no better.
So I've heard.
He deals with brandies and stuff where he's at in Louisiana. Figure we need to get everybody together.
We already got this mashed in, and then we got a little something here for a little brandy for the strawberry brandy.
Yeah.
These guys are making a strawberry brandy. I love mixing things up. This strawberry needs a compliment. You ever thought about mixing that with something?
No, not really.
You know, all I can say about folks in Louisiana, they must have a set on.
I deal with a loquat.
Low who?
Loquat, Japanese plum.
Oh, Japanese.
Well, to be honest, he's naming off stuff we ain't never heard of, much less know what it even tastes like.
What else besides loquat?
Dragon fruit, lychee.
Lychee? You can get them if you go in that creek.
No, this is a fruit. I like blueberries, blackberries.
We've never done a double fruit mash before. We've never mixed.
First time for everything.
So we got to thinking, maybe if we take Louisiana and Virginia and put them together, we might come up with those damn good brandies.
Louisiana-style moonshine?
In Virginia?
What is all this
This
stuff?
is awesome. What do you think of that right there?
It's like an egg about to hatch from another planet.
It's called a jackfruit. It's a real sweet fruit right here. Down in Louisiana, there's a lot more fruit-based liquor because there's always some type of fruit growing, as opposed to this area where it's a lot of grain-based liquors.
What does it taste like, isn't it?
Bubble gum.
This is a dragon fruit, very sweet.
I can see that Richard's really in his element here.
Tickle, what do you think about this?
What is it?
A rambutan.
He's picking up fruits that I've never seen in my life, and he knows what they are. He knows what they taste like.
Very sweet, very pleasant.
That like one of them things that come out of the ocean? Hey, that thing will bite you.
No, you bite it. Looks like a grape on the inside.
Look at that.
Tickle was infatuated. He loved these rambutans.
Is it good? It's real good. It really is. You see all these spines on them and how pokey that is? Could you imagine that coming out of your butt? This rambutan, it was good, but I don't know if that would go with strawberries.
Tickle, don't run.
Uh-oh. Was it sugar cane?
This is sugar cane. This is pure sugar.
That right there, huh? Oh, yes, sir. That's sweet.
Down in Louisiana, we have sugar cane. This is something that I use often. I mean, I would almost take this and put this into a mash.
Wouldn't that be a rum?
Yes. I can use sugar cane as a sugar source without buying a bunch of sugar and throwing sugar in. It's gonna give it a little bit of different flavor.
So we got strawberries, right? What do you think would go good with it?
Mangoes, the yellow mangoes.
The yellow mangoes.
Soft.
I mean, they're soft,
Yes,
they're real
they
soft. Yellow mangoes are smaller than the other two varieties of mango, a lot sweeter. The red mangoes, they're larger, they give you more meat. but the sweetness, I look for sugar content. A yellow mango gives you more bang for your buck. That would do real well with that strawberry we're gonna do with a little bit of sugar cane in there to give it a little twist.
Mango, strawberry, rum brandy. Flows right off the tongue. Richard seems to think that the flavor profiles are gonna pair very well with our strawberries, so that's what we're gonna do.
You take care of this?
Did you pay for this?
No, I pay for it.
You said you was gonna pay for it.
pay for it.
Oh, my.
Thank you, sir.
Strawberry. That's a pretty common one for us. But yellow mangoes, now this is something we have never tried before. Is this a seed or some sort of core in here?
It's both of what you just said, a seed pod.
What about the skin on this thing?
I cook everything.
It smells good, doesn't it? That's really good. But you know what? Once I give this yellow mango a try, I'm immediately a big fan. And also, when we're mashing in, looks a lot like peach.
You know, I'm getting this good smell right now. I mean, I'm just smelling a perfect compliment.
How'd you become a moonshiner, man? How'd you learn to trade? Family?
I don't have anybody in my family. I had a grandfather that made wine, but
distillation's a whole lot different, isn't it?
A whole lot different. I don't know really anybody that does what I do.
You ever do much cooking at the steel site?
Oh, yes. Gumbo. I'll kill a rabbit in a heartbeat. Squirrel, yeah.
That's what gumbo is, isn't it? Everything that you can possibly
Anything
get
that you can think of.
I'm a big fan of cooking at the steel site.
You have to be.
Damn, that looks good, don't it? Yeah, it ought to ferment nicely.
What about that sugar cane?
I'll show you what we do with this right here.
All right.
We'll boil this with the skin on. Get everything out of it. It will start to loosen up these sugars in it.
Richard starts breaking it down into chunks. Throw them over in there. I'm really excited about using this and seeing how it turns out.
Oh, that looks good.
It's that mango.
Yes.
That's what we're looking for.
We're taking this mango, the strawberries, we're going ahead and sticking it in there.
Get all that goodness out of that bucket right there.
Pour some in here. We take that sugar cane, get that poured in. All right, Tickle, I guess we're ready for some sugar, aren't we?
That's real sweet. You sure you want to put some more sugar in there?
I always like to add a little sugar to ours. That brings that flavor out. Throw just a bit of sugar with it, we're dissolving it like we normally do. Just trying to show Richard different ways that we do it. So we'll let this sit a minute, get it broken down real well before we pour it in there.
Yeast can work with that easier than it can work with anything else.
Good deal.
And that smells good, don't it? All right.
Ah, dang, boys.
All of that goes really good together.
Now the magic about to happen. It's a special blend just for brandies.
So this is a proprietary yeast you use just for brandies?
Yeah. We got a combination blend of yeast. Stir that on in, Kenny.
I can smell it.
I can smell it, man. Coming here to Virginia and bringing some of Louisiana with me, I mean, I think this is gonna be a real good outcome, the way we mix this together and put some Louisiana love and some Virginia love into it.
I reckon it's time to run this, right, Richard?
Can't wait to taste this.
Right.
We got the strawberry mango mashed in a few days ago, and I'm hoping it's gonna turn out right.
Let's see what we got. Oh,
That's clear
good
to me.
Pretty strong. All right.
Bitter.
Yeah, she's ready to roll.
Oh, yeah.
Let's fire this baby up.
Goodness. Gotcha.
As long as I've been knowing about alcohol, I've known about Franklin County. The people that I look up to right now are actually showing me how they've done it, how they learned about it. I'm more than pleased to be able to partake in this.
See here now, Richard, 145 degrees, that methanol is coming off. All of it's coming out of our steel before we even cap it.
No throwing heads off on the run.
Right.
Like by leaving the cap off, these guys get the methanol out. Just the little things that these guys do that they've been through trial and error with is amazing.
Richard, you ever use rye for your paste?
Never use rye.
But you just add a little bit of water. And when that steel gets good and hot and that steam hits it, it's just as hard as a rock. And we'll not let it leak.
Now, I know Richard is a good moonshiner, but now I can just see him almost like a sponge, just soaking every little bit of knowledge up that he can.
Yeah, the water's getting a little warmer.
There we go. That's a nice looking stream right yonder.
When this run starts to come out, first thing I want to do is taste it.
That's a little bit higher now. When that liquor first starts coming out, I don't like to really taste test it there. I like for it to run through just a little bit. Then you'll start getting your true taste from it.
Well, you don't want to beat on that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Richard. I'll give you the first shot at it.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's good. Oh, I'll take the second try too, how about that? This is an awesome drink. What do you think of that? That mango comes through there real good.
I tell you what, this is some good, smooth liquor. I can taste the mango on the front and the strawberry, on the back.
Front and back. Who's ever heard it? On the front side, and the back side, and the side. All I know is the end.
Mango on the front, strawberry on the back.